Everyone says Český Krumlov is the day trip you cannot miss from Prague, but nobody tells you the catch. It's a 6-hour round trip just to get there and back. So before you spend a whole day of your holiday on a bus, we want to share with you the truth. How much of this place can you actually see in one day? And is it worth the long drive? So we crammed it all in. The castle, the tower views, the cute streets, and even the resident bears. And we're going to give you an honest answer on whether we think it is the best day trip from Prague or whether this is one to skip. We're Shanae and Scott, and these are our Wanderlust adventures.
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome to Český Krumlov.
We just took the bus from Prague down to Český Krumlov, and we bought some lunch before we came, but we didn't want to eat on the bus because the guy said don't be messy, so we thought let's go find somewhere to have some lunch in the park. So we just sort of come down to this spot now. But this place is amazing, like it's so beautiful. Pretty happy with it so far.
It's absolutely stunning. But I guess the theme of this video is just trying to figure out whether it's actually worth doing a day trip down here, because we've been on a bus for 2.5 hours and we've got 2.5 hours to get back to Prague tonight. So we're hopefully going to determine whether it's worth doing a day trip down here and let you guys know so you can plan accordingly.
So a few things we want to try to do in this video. We want to find somewhere just to have a little picnic lunch, which would be cool. And then we basically want to explore the town and see, like, a lot of the facades of these places is like really beautiful, and there's a lot of like paintings and murals and that sort of stuff, so we want to see that. We want to check out the castle grounds. It's free entry apparently, so we'll go up there and check that out. And there's also a bridge which I can't remember the name of, that looks really like amazing, like pretty incredible, so that's along the way as well, so we'll definitely see that one along the way.
And we want to try some local food.
Yeah, we'll try to get some dinner before we leave, which would be cool, so we can try something local and yeah, something just maybe, I don't know, specific to this region. I'm not sure if that's a thing here or not, but if it is, maybe we'll do that, or just check food anyway would be cool. So yeah, let's go along.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun.
So far, I'm really loving this town, and we have had the best weather today. The sun's come out and there's snow. So I feel like it's exactly what my soul needed, because we have not seen the sun in a very long time, hey? So we've just had our baguettes, which are absolutely delicious. If you're in Prague, make sure you try the baguette franchise.
Yeah, it's like a franchise. We've seen it everywhere.
Yeah.
The first time I seen it, I'm like, I have to try that. And then we got off the bus and it was right there, and I'm like, that's a sign. But
we've just been eating our lunch and having a look at the big church in the background, and we've decided to go and have a look in it. This is St. Vitus Church, and it was built between the 14th and 15th century, and the architecture on it looks incredible. The windows are like, so tall. I'm like super excited to see it from the inside, so yeah, gonna go check that out now.
So apparently this the tower was built to compete with the castle, so that's pretty cool. Like, they built a church to compete with the castle. That's pretty impressive.
The snow's like turned to ice today, and it is so hard to walk on. It's like almost ice skating, but we're in like sneakers. It's very, very sketchy.
So basically this is one of the streets I was saying that has the most like really amazing front facades. It's pretty cool, like it's just like a little fairy tale town.
That church just felt so special. I think yesterday in Prague, it was a Saturday and it was just super, super busy, which is really normal. But I think because it's the end of the holiday season, we just weren't expecting it. So coming here to this city today and then popping into that church, it just felt like I think that I'd felt silence for the first time in so long, and it was actually so beautiful. A couple did come in at the end, but other than that, we had the place to ourselves the whole time, and it was just gorgeous watching the stained glass windows with the light shining through.
But yeah, just a little tip as well, if you're a first time traveling to Europe, just go visit a church or something, because they're usually free and you can spend a little bit of time there and get some really cool photos and do it and that sort of stuff if the church allows it. So yeah, definitely do that.
Yeah. So we're in the Old Town Square now, which is literally just on the same street basically as the church we were just at, but the architecture here is absolutely stunning. We've got all of the Baroque style houses behind us, and these were built in this style to actually save money but still look wealthy, because it was cheaper than doing like stone carvings and things like that in houses. So yeah,
there's a lot of restaurants here as well, so you could just come here and just chill out and just spend some time here. But also there's a lot of like really tight streets, like you could just get lost basically in the city. So it's kind of got that just go explore around this area and just you'll just come out wherever. And yeah, if you want to just get lost but explore, like which is something that we really love to do as well.
Yeah,
it's definitely something cool to do in this sort of specific area.
It's really cool.
Just found a like an old antique store. It had like some really cool old stuff in it, heaps of like cool cameras and stuff. It was awesome. So this is like the moat to the castle ground, I think. I can't go on that because we're just walking around. But apparently there's bears in here, in this little area here. They can't be let back into the wild or something. So I don't think it's too negative. I'm not 200% sure, but I'm guessing they're hibernating at the moment because it's winter. So crazy.
We found a museum in the castle and it looks pretty good from the photos, so we're going to head in and have a look.
Inside the castle museum, we learned about the Rosenbergs, one of the most powerful noble families in Bohemia. They controlled Český Krumlov for almost 300 years, and during their rule, the medieval castle was transformed into the incredible Renaissance residence we see today. After exploring the museum, we climbed the 162 steps to the top of the castle tower, and this is where we were rewarded with the most incredible views over Český Krumlov and the Velta River winding around the historic town.
This view is literally insane. So the next spot that we're going to is the Cloak Bridge, which is just across from the museum. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is and what it was when it was built, but we'll check that out and we'll let you know. So the Cloak Bridge was built between the 15th and the 18th century. It was basically built to service different parts of the castle. There's different stories as well. So the top stories were used by the royals and the noble people, and the bottom story was used by just service people and just general people, I'm guessing. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Walking across the Cloak Bridge, it's hard not to think about how many people have walked this same path over hundreds of years. Beneath our feet is centuries of history, and all around us is a castle that has watched Český Krumlov change throughout the ages.
So this is where the noble people used to use, and this is where the service people used to use. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, the gardens are closed for today. Not sure why, that's just what the sign says. We're going to go up this hill anyway and just have a look. There's probably some decent views, so that'll be cool. So this is the castle garden, but it's locked.
So we wanted to try some of the local foods while we're here as well, and I've had a look online and found that plum dumplings are really common. So we found a restaurant that does them. We're just walking there now to see if we can get some afternoon tea. We decided to try something other than the plum dumplings. So we've popped into a local restaurant to try the schnitzel because we walked past and saw it on the menu and it looked really good.
And because of like the change in leadership over this land area over the years, like it's been part of Austria and Hungary, it's been part of Germany, it's been part of Czechoslovakia. All of the actual food dishes here are really influenced by all of those different cuisines. So given that schnitzel is Austrian, it's actually quite common to find that here. Got the vegetarian schnitzel and then the traditional chicken schnitzel.
This is what we've seen at the front and made us come here.
You can never walk past a restaurant that has like veggie schnitzel and chicken schnitzel on the menu because it's like both of our favourites. That's good.
Alright, so I have something very important to say. Food was really good. The restaurant was really awesome. The people were very nice. It's a cash only restaurant, that one. So that's fine. The only problem is ATMs here charged me $12 Australian to get money out.
That was like as much as your schnitzel.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
Wow.
From this place here.
Wow.
So,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
bring money if you're coming from Prague. Cash, or just keep that in mind because that was insane. Like,
yeah.
I had no other choice but to get money, and the other ATM was the same because I checked the reviews, so that really sucks.
There was a sign on the door saying cash only, but it was quite small and we didn't actually see it until we'd already ordered and were coming back from the bathroom. So.
But you wouldn't expect an ATM to be that much, so
yeah.
I don't know. So we're going to take the opportunity to fly the drone over the city. So yeah, see if we can get some really cool shots. So let's have a look.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found.
So now we thought it'd be a good time to track down the plum dumplings.
In a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you.
These are so delicious. It's like sweet but also tart from the plum inside, and then the dough on the outside is sweet and it's like coated in this buttery sauce with gingerbread like crispiness all over the top, so it's absolutely amazing.
So good. Definitely have to try these when you can.
This could be our favourite find like in this country so far, hey?
Dumplings?
Yeah, or like fruit dumplings.
Yeah.
They're very different to the Polish fruit dumplings. Like those ones are more traditional dumpling style, and like you've got minced fruit inside, where this is like almost a whole plum. Obviously it doesn't have the seed, and then it's like a bread dumpling on the outside, so yeah, pretty unique.
So this one here was really good for just a little dessert. It's basically that there's the hill to the castle and the bears are just up there, and then this is where it is right in the corner here.
So good. We definitely recommend that one. They do a really nice coffee as well.
Yeah, easy to find, good location, and yeah, quite really nice inside as well, and the people are really friendly.
Yeah.
So check that one out for you.
We just came for a quick detour to see the Cloak Bridge at night before we head off, and it looks so cute. The whole bridge is like twinkle lights. Such a pretty place.
Well, we've had a pretty good day. I think it's actually absolutely doable to do a day trip here from Prague.
Yeah.
You just catch the Flix bus basically from Prague to here, and there's only like one stop along the way, and it takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours roughly. I would suggest maybe staying here as well, because there's obviously a lot more to do than what we've basically done. There's a few museums that we didn't do that you could possibly do. There's loads of restaurants that you could do along the water, which would be amazing to do. And there's just plenty of other things to do. Also, I'd probably suggest coming in the warmer months as well, because there's a few things that you would see in the warm months that you wouldn't see in winter.
Like you can go kayaking down the river and stuff, and like hire little boats, which looks so cute.
And also what we've just noticed is that the restaurants are basically, most of them are just closed at the moment.
And it's like 5:30.
Yeah, that's just a suggestion. But yeah, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think definitely really doable in a day trip. Like I'm not leaving here thinking there's anything that I must see or do that's been left off the list. But there's definitely a lot of like quirky little things, like a photography museum, a wax museum, and more restaurants and cafes that you could definitely do, and just cute walks around town. So
there was the regional museum we just walked past as well, which we forgot about, but we weren't really interested in seeing another museum. So
yeah, I think as well, like if you're continuing on traveling to Austria or Germany, if you didn't want to go back to Prague, you can actually get a Flixbus to Salzburg in 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is like 15 minutes more than it takes to get back to Prague. We've just been to Salzburg though, and we've just been to Munich, which is the other close one. So if you were sort of doing a bit of a Europe loop, it's really easy just to continue on your journey from here. But we're flying out of Prague airport, so it makes more sense for us to head back.
Yeah, well, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We hope you liked this episode. We tried to fit as much as we could in for the day and make it educational, and so you can see a lot of things when you come here for yourself. So yeah, hope you like it and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.